Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be working on a sketch for Friday Sketch. I know it's a day late, but I still wanted to get it put out. And I'm using the kit from Scrapbooking with Me, the .com. Okay, and this is the sketch we're going to be using, which is my favorite things. I got it from Pinterest. So if you're interested in looking for sketches, I totally suggest that you take a look on there because you can get a lot of options and inspiration. So we're going to dive on in. And for our card, we're going to be doing an A2 size card, which is 4¼ by 5½. And for our matte piece here, I'm going to be using this cream colored cardstock that's been cut to 4�1 by 5�3. And I'm using my ATG tape and the art glitter glue. And I know people always wonder, why am I using so much adhesive? Because usually people use one or the other. Here's the thing. If you have problems lining up your papers, you're going to want to use a little bit of wet glue with your ATG because it'll give you just a few seconds to where you can peel it apart, try again, or shift it and move it around on the project. And then with your next piece, which is the pattern paper, we're going to cut that at 4 by 5¼ and it'll line up perfectly where we'll have 1/8 inch border around this. And I love that owl paper. I gotta use it on something. It wasn't gonna work on this particular one because I thought it was just a little too much, but at some point I'm gonna have to use that paper because it's super cute with the owls. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this laid down. And then I always have to pull it up. I'm sorry about that too. I know it comes out of the frame, but I'm trying to make sure it's even and the spacing is correct. Now my cutter seems like it's coming to the end. I need to get new blades because a lot of my papers are having that fuzziness on the edges. So I just take my Kaiser Craft sand block and I'm just gonna go around all 4 edges on my squares. And the square sizes are 2�3/4 by 2�3/4. So for my mat, which is not on there, but if you want to mat, I would just make it 2�7/8 by 2�7/8. That'll give you a nice 1/8 inch border around that as well. And then same thing, ATG, a little bit of art glitter glue, a little bit of time to be able to move it around and have it look nice. And I'm just hitting anywhere where I've missed or if I feel like it needs a little more of a touch up. And then we're going to get this piece down. And I love, normally, okay, when people talk about 12 by 12 pattern paper, the size of the, I guess the scale, it would be the scale of the pattern paper is bigger, obviously, on the 12 by 12. And so when you use it for a card, which is a much smaller size, sometimes the pattern can be a little overwhelming because it seems like it's super big for the card that you're doing. But on these, like with the plaids and the polka dots and stuff like that, I think you can get by with it because it's you can have big polka dots, you can have little polka dots. So I think go ahead, if you find a paper that you like and it's only in 12 by 12, if it has patterns that you feel like, you know what, it might work, go for it because you'll be surprised. I think a lot of people are worried that it might be too big, but I think if it's more of a solid pattern or depending on what you're putting on top of it, I think you can get by with a lot more than you may think. So last piece, same size, remember 2�3/4 by 2�3/4 with a mat of 2�7/8 by 2�7/8. And then if you wanted to, you could put some foam tape on the back of the top layered and then have a little bit of dimension. For the purpose of these cards, because I did 2 off camera, I just glued them straight down. I didn't use any foam tape on either one. So once that's put down, I grabbed a couple of the sentiments that I had cut out on a previous video, and I'm just showing you, like, you can really do any type of sentiment underneath of the squares, like they have it on the sketch, but I wanted to use one of the sticker sentiments, so I'm grabbing this one on the side that says "So grateful for you." And even though it does have a sticky back, I'm going to add a little bit of art glitter glue just to make sure that it definitely stays in place and doesn't lift up. And then before I press it down completely, I like to make sure it's in the right area and then press down. All right, and then on the bottom here on the left hand side, I'm going to put 3 of the Nuvo drops. This is the glitter drops in Golden Sunset. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of my Nuvo game, because I now have the technique. I do 1 tap and it's at just the right slap to get it all perfectly even. And I love how it turns out. So these are the other 2 I did. This one is Thankful and Grateful. And then this one, I got the sentiment from the ephemera pack, and it just says Fall Blessings. All right, so I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way. And there we have our 3 cards. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the very end, I will have links to previous Friday sketches. And down below in the more section, I will make sure to have all the links to scrapbookingwithme.com and the Facebook page. And please come on out and join us on any day of the week. There's some type of a challenge or something that they have going on, especially like over the weekends. There's usually a weekend challenge. It could be a color challenge, sketch. I think one of them is all about the flowers. I've seen that one before. So definitely come out and take a look. And if you purchase online at the website, use my coupon code TT15 to get an extra 15% off on items not already on sale. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day.